What's up, guys? Welcome to Indie Direct. We're looking at nothing but new and obscure indie titles. Today, we'll be looking at, dear God, I have no idea if I know how to pronounce this right, Samosbor? Samosbor. We'll go with Samosbor. In Samosbor, you play as a Liquidator in a Giga Khrushchevka, a high-rise Khrushchev-type building which expands infinitely in all directions, which the existence of the world outside of the building is being questioned. The whole point of being a Liquidator is to eliminate the consequences of the Samosbor, which no one knows what the hell exactly it is. It just appears and a loud siren starts blowing in your ears, and you gotta go murder everything as fast as possible. Or not exactly everything, there's a single enemy you need to eliminate to complete the area and move forward. Though completing the area isn't exactly what I mean, because the whole point of this game is to get through the area as fast as possible. Sometimes the sirens will go off in 5 seconds, sometimes in 20. But once the sirens start going off and a Samosbor appears, you can't leave. The doors lock and you have to kill the one specific targeted enemy in order for the Samosbor to be lifted so you can keep progressing. This game is an FPS roguelike, so everything's always constantly randomly generated, but the whole point is to survive in extremely stressful situations because you have a limited ammo, limited supplies, and your only items you can find for your currency, which is scrap, you have to find on the floors. But by exploring, you have the higher risk of Samosbors appearing and then locking you in. And every, I think, 5 or 10 floors, you'll eventually find boss monsters, which are actually really challenging. It actually took me more times than I care to admit to beat the first one. The gameplay isn't too terrible, it's just the game controls are a little bit clunky. Your zoom isn't actually going down the sights, which does annoy the hell out of me or any other real FPS gamer. The controls sometimes have a delay. I don't know if it's just me, but my scene when I was trying to run around quick around areas, sprint wouldn't work, or sometimes when I hit crouch to go under something, I have to hit the button 4 or 5 times when I'm well past it to actually stand back up. It also seems that sometimes where you're aiming isn't actually where you're aiming, if you know what I mean. I can aim, we'll use the first boss for example, I can aim directly at its weak points with my reticle, yet somehow completely miss, and I'm using a shotgun at near point blank range. The enemies are kind of cool looking, but they're kind of repetitive as I've seen, and the worst part about it is if when a Samosbor appears, or Samosbor I mean, it's sometimes enemies can spawn directly on top of you, and since a lot of them do exploding damage, like suicide, the second one activates, you get one right on top of you and immediately explode, and there's a chunk of your health gone, and it's extremely difficult to find resources to actually regain health. The in-game world is basically, like a rundown building in a warehouse, and it kind of just repeats that same focus over and over until you get some industrial sectors that are a bit larger for the boss fights. But other than that, most of the areas just keep repeating itself. Kind of same thing with the sound. The sound's really nothing great, and the only thing that really stands out is the siren that blares randomly, so it can be a bit of a jump scare if you're not really paying attention. But it's kind of basic, to be honest. But all in all, despite the game's flaws, the game itself is actually pretty fun and gives a good challenge. I mean, it's only $2, so it's not breaking the bank, and since it's completely roguelike and everything's randomly generated, you can just keep playing over and over. So honestly, I recommend the game. So if you've got a couple bucks to blow and some time to kill, I recommend picking it up. It's pretty fun, you'll enjoy yourself. But that's all for today's video. You got any game you want us to look into? Let us know, and I'll be glad to blow my money so you don't have to. Peace out, guys.